So anytime we problem don't come, we conflict will come. And because this argument don't come between the parties, because this argument don't come between people. So if we're not able to bring those people together, we get that disagreement, we're not able to maintain peace. And one important thing, one major thing, we bringing the people together, they achieve, and then they achieve trust. When people know they talk, it raises suspicion, it raises mistrust. When they know they talk to themselves, somebody can just grab a form, some lie where people can call misinformation and they can spread that. But when people they get a chance to come together, either in a market, either in a court bargain, then they get a chance to able to express their opinions. They will able to get a chance to express their perspectives. Sometimes the way they feel about you, and I'm not talking, will determine how they act towards you. But if I get a chance to sit down in a court bargain, you listen to me, I listen to you, we will for build trust. And together, we will for get a lit and united community. So it always decent. It always fine for the country to go on before, for the community to go on before, for make we come together and talk. Because talking apart, the fact that people get disagreements, you go always, or anytime where conflict come, or where violent incidents occur, you get the person with the cause and whether the perpetrator, you get the person with the receiver and with the suffer and whether the victim. One way for make you able for heal that person that will make you get a chance to make it talk. Because already, if you don't create the space for let somebody who will suffer some kind of violence, some kind of disagreement, some kind of torture, either verbally, physically, or otherwise. One way where the person will feel like I missing a valuable collection of this community, missing a valuable contributor to this community. Now where you give the person a chance for the area. Because most of the times people they suffer in silence, and that by itself is a human rights violation. So just creating that space for many person can voice out in opinion. Many person can and talk, but within, like TLC for example. When the TLC come, when then small community groups they begin come, people go easily able to share their suffering so they go through the war. People go easily able for the fact that somebody don't get the chance to vent out what again and again is by itself a step in the right direction to healing. So creating that space for the people that come together, it's a huge tool we use for agenda human rights, because in self-identity, for make the person feel like they belong, and you will for help for make marginalized communities feel part of the society. You will for help for make victims them feel like they have a voice. So it's always good that we create space for make all and sundry come together in the community, air their voices out, and air their grievances out with the aim of having the collective community approach to solving whatever problems that we bring together in the community. One set of groups who we work with over the years, and we don't help we in the job what they do in the bike riders. There's no time we will talk about community engagement if we don't mention the partners that we want set of bike riders. We also get the other set with our traditional leaders. We get the women's groups and the youth groups, apart from the formal structures. We get the informal structures. What do you make they bring this out? For example, traditional leaders. They are the custodians of the culture. They are the custodians of law and order in our communities. So one way we don't one lesson we don't learn is that we cannot do it alone. Peace Commission, as big as we are just a little under 5 years. We're not the all side. We depend on them community structures then. For look into the deep and root causes of conflicts that we have in the communities. And then we also rely on those structures, for example, inter-religious council. So those structures where they exist already in the communities are structures where the Peace Commission feels are vital, in looking at the root causes of conflict, but also being able to address conflict them as they appear, so that they don't go escalate, they don't go get bigger and become not going for hand with that. So these are structures where we really think say get important to properly, and we don't leave them out. We provide trainings for them, for detect early warnings, for reporter, so that action will be taken in real time. So these are structures we work with on a day-to-day basis, and we don't go left them here in the activities that we do. When we start this conversation, the first thing I'll tell you now that if we don't talk, we don't understand one another. If we don't have the space for make I hear you out, sometimes we don't pass and just the way they do it, sometimes we don't pass and we say this is my joke now. But when we have a system in the communities where they bring me together, and we get a chance for talk, it helps to make a diffuse that knowledge, that perception what we don't think about. So we set as citizens away from the government structures. Okay, yes, by law, we get mandates as peace commission for make sure that the country remains peaceful. But we set as citizens then, now with different communities, now with schools, now we villages, now we environment, we get role for play. Now all man not on journalists. As something happened, they take video without fact checking, without knowing the details, or we rely on rumors, they spread fly news. And sometimes those fly news that when they send, they incite people into violence. They incite people into committing acts where they go against human rights, where they go against the peaceful nature of the community. So we as citizens, we get a role for diffuse and for saying no to misinformation. We get a role for fact check. What's in a fact check? We don't hear any rumor. Not just grab and spread them, not just grab and post them. Ask the community and brother or sister, ask you company Makituma, ask you company Okada, ask also a hearing. Now true, so tell the person where you do not ask. If you ask 10 people, then you must be lucky for maybe 2 or 3 or 4 get the correct answer before you even force to say that out. Of course, they find for share information, but then we're able for share information where we don't check for be true, and information will not tear away apart. Another role where we will play also now in advocacy. When you don't get this knowledge, when you don't get this information, don't keep it to yourself. Reach out to people. Then we talk to peer education. Let the young people talk to the young people, the women talk to the women, the older people, the community leaders. Let we don't forget that kind intergroups, at community level dialogues, talking to. We will for help at the Peace Commission, because that big work we get as a commission for let the country remain peaceful. And we don't wait for ground alone.